Highly gifted, my jacket's thrifted. Watch me get a pattern shifted, just acting different. Living in my minutes, I'm catalytic. That's why they love to jack the style like it's on a Civic.
We know that we live in an ever-changing world, a rapidly ever-changing world. How do you keep up, right? How does your education serve you in such a way? How does your mindset serve you in such a way? Welcome to episode 5 of Future Ready. We're gonna reveal the power of something called lifelong learning, and hopefully this is gonna unlock endless opportunities for you. So stay watching.
The reason why the study, I think, is a good question.
Yes, and it's a question that I wanted to ask, but I was also, I mean, it's also, if you're watching this, we're recording this in 2024, in the beginning of the year, and the reason why I'm contextualizing that is there has been an interesting conversation worldwide now about why studying. So I read an article the other day that said that some of these top businesses in America are scrapping the minimum requirement for a bachelor's degree. And it used to be a thing. So you used to have to have a bachelor's degree to even have a conversation with us. And they're saying, no, we're going to scrap that. We're going to have a conversation with you regardless. So my question then to you is, very much so, is why study?
So, on a very selfish level, I'm going to use myself as the example. Why study? Just as a first shot across the bow. So my journey started. I actually left school at just before I turned 16 was allowed to leave school. Okay. But not because I haven't completed grade 8. So I started working. I went back, sat the exams for grade 8, continued working. Well, then grade 8. It's now standard 8. It's now grade 10.
Grade 10. So, okay.
Continued working. Then enrolled as a private candidate in distance learning to sit for the national senior certificate. Was then called the senior certificate only. Continued working, wrote the exams, obtained my senior certificate, had a few math tutors. That was the most difficult part, to arrive at the math tutoring. And then started enrolling for my first distance learning degree, pursued studies, transitioned to an online program in the US, came back to South Africa, completed a master's and a doctorate. 90% of it was for myself.
Right.
Because I studied, because I wanted to learn new things.
Right.
I wanted to change. I wanted to experience change in myself by knowing different things, new things, seeing the world differently by the sheer commitment to continue studying.
Okay.
And that's why I'm passionate about distance, because my whole life has been in distance.
Right.
My whole life has been marrying and meeting continuously personal and career responsible objectives and continue studying.
Right.
And all of the studies have always changed me. And I'm a great believer, because I've gone through those journeys myself. The hard work, the days that you don't want to study, the effort, the anger, the disappointment in not getting the grade or having to do the work. And that's why I design the learning experiences, knowing I'm also that candidate.
Right.
I'm also the one who I'm speaking to.
Sure.
And the challenges that's within that. But I have gone through a series of tremendous changes because of what I've learned. And because of what I learned, how I engage with my family, how I engage with my own life, how I take agency and responsibility for myself in making this, now being an armor to make more decisions and differentiate the decisions. So just on a selfish level, that's the first reason why studying. Because it's never a waste. To study, it's never a waste. South Africa has a good standardized quality assured system. There are good and on par. All qualifications represent relative good value and good experiences to a higher certificate. And see what that does for you, and see where just on a personal level.
And I want to pause it there, because you're going to give us the second one. But I want to express the same thing from a personal level.
Yes.
Is that I came out of school and I knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a radio presenter. That's what I wanted to do, right? And You don't need to study to be a radio presenter, or so I thought, right? That's what I wanted to do. However, my father was like, you're going to study, bro. You're going to find something. So I said, okay, cool. I'm going to go and study the easiest thing I think. So I went to this university at the time, and I was like, English sounds like I can study that. It's English, right? Let's go. I mean, that's easy. I speak English. My English is good at school. Let's go. Little did I know you have to read a lot of Shakespeare. But off I went, right? And the aim was really just to appease my father. I wanted to be a radio presenter. I cannot thank my father enough today for putting me in a position that for the very first time in my life I felt stimulated by reading, learning. I knew vocationally what I wanted to do, but it changed me as a human. It changed me as a person. After just 1 year of study, I reflect and went, wow, like whatever that was, I seriously needed that. I now for the first time think I was taught to think. I was taught to take ownership, to take responsibility, so all of those human skills that you need, I was given the opportunity, and school never allowed me to do that. I didn't enjoy school. I didn't enjoy studying at school. It's just, you know, and my very first philosophy class blew me away. I was like, what is this? Where have I been? And stimulated something in me, which I think I'm eternally grateful for. And so, to your point, I think just on that, at a purely selfish level, what society gives you here in this space is an opportunity to enrich yourself as a human. And I think that, to your point, I want to reiterate that I'm eternally grateful for that, for the opportunity to sit down and to be asked to do and take that journey. So I want to just reiterate that.
No, perfect.
Say, what an incredible, society gives us this opportunity, and when it does, take it. Exactly. You know what I mean? So you're going to be a better human because of it.
So this is the exact example of it. My school journey was profound in that it potentially set me up for a lifetime of heartache, of not being able to access further studies. Yours, you had a somewhat similar in that you were disheartened from school.
Sure.
So why higher ed and the openness to higher ed today is so valuable? Because you can now close that door.
Sure.
And that does not have to be lifetime defining. What you did or did not achieve at school does not have to be lifetime defining. And that's the other why. Is you're looking for an alternative path to set up the rest of your life. Higher ed. And there's different levels to access it. I think I must also be truthful in saying higher ed is not for everybody. And it's not everybody's journey. It represents, for many of us, this way to journey and an opportunity to, because you can journey straight into the trades. I mean, the occupational space, which we have not spoken about, has always been the space for trades. And without trades people, we have nothing. We can't sit here today without those professionals. So I just want to underscore, we're not speaking of higher ed as if it's the sole and only, and we're disadvantaging the trades worker, because not at all. That's just as valuable and as viable an opportunity. And in the same vein, irrespective of where your school left you or what you did not achieve there, you can enter the trade spaces and study. So there's many opportunities. I was going to say, right, you still have to. You have to figure this out, right? I can't just become a plumber by... So the why study, irrespective of which you choose, it's for the selfish reason first. The second reason is, whether it's an occupational or the higher ed space, it's going to set you up with certain skills that will differentiate you from the many applicants in the job market. In some way, shape or form. Primarily because you did conclude a plumbing tradesman, or you did conclude an accounting technician on the vocation. It's going to distinguish you, because I have the aptitudes, I studied, I've learned, I have the technical prowess, let me start the job. So on the second reason, it's going to open job doors. And why? So why the study? Why the job doors? So we are in the fourth industrial revolution. Many say the fifth. So as much as that sounds like a theory and out there, the truth of the matter is people who have studied, who've acquired the trade, have aptitudes and abilities that those who did not don't. They have, and therefore they have access to more.
Yeah.
The world is simply built around, we're this vast number on the planet, and we're advancing everything we're doing in advanced mannerisms, from building homes, from financing loans, you call it, and that requires more skilled people.
Yeah.
So, yes, there are industries where you don't need bachelor's degrees. Yes, that's great. There's jobs where you do need it, or it does set you apart, or it does bring something to the table for the employer, or it is a particular specialty. So, access to more opportunities, access to differentiated opportunities, and long-term access to advancement. The stats bore it out, especially in South Africa, not just because we are in certain ways unique, but globally. Take the top echelons of government or of the private sector. The individuals there crowd out, individuals with 2 to 3 qualifications crowd out those with 1 or none.
Yeah.
So it presents access. It's a form of currency because it signals something and it allows you to trade with it, so to speak.
And again, I just want to add a personal anecdote there, because it's again an interesting thing, because every step of the journey of my academic space has opened up a new door that I never even thought was possible. I didn't even think at 18 that would be something I would like to do. Yeah. But because of the qualification and what it was, to your point, even just because you have it, allows that door to be open.
Yes.
And I think what's interesting is when you are making decisions when you're exceptionally young, and you're being asked to make these decisions at 18 or whatever it is, you don't know what that looks like for you. And I suppose I kind of bring it back to the idea of what this podcast is all about, in the sense that it's to future ready, right? It's to future-proof yourself. You might not know what that door is, but it's going to open it. It's going to, and so on this journey, having a master's degree meant nothing to me even when I finished my English degree, which by the way took me a lot longer than it was supposed to, because wow. I didn't think for a minute that I was going to do the master's degree. I then decided I was going to do it, and it's opened up these doors that I again couldn't have imagined. So to your point, this future-ready idea, it does. It opens up. It gives you an opportunity, and even if you don't like that, the statistics show it. Thank you so much for joining us. That was episode 5 of Future Ready. So coming up next, we're going to have an incredible conversation, one that I'm so excited to have. We've called it Africa Rising. Education as the key to unlocking potential. What we're going to do is explore how empowering yourself with knowledge now literally puts you at the precipice of an almost unfair advantage to anybody else in the world. Literally, because our continent is standing on this precipice and you are at the forefront of it. I cannot wait to have this conversation, and so we're going to see you in episode 6.